It's not raining right now, but we're tracking rain across the area. We're going to show you when it will be the heaviest. That's coming up.
Well, time is running out. The Benton Harbor School Board meets with the Michigan governor today in an effort to save the high school.
Sick and dying, they brought themselves down here to speak to no one.
Comedian Jon Stewart is not laughing. He's getting serious, slamming Congress over what he calls disrespect to 9/11 first responders.
First, fast, accurate. You're watching WSBT 22 First in the Morning with Bob Montgomery and Leanne Tokars.
Happening today, the Benton Harbor School Board will meet with the governor in Lansing.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer has asked that the board president present her with a plan today. The meeting comes less than 24 hours after Governor Whitmer met with the mayor, Marcus Muhammad, yesterday. A spokesperson from Michigan's governor says they had a, quote, frank conversation with the mayor. Now, the mayor warned if the high school is closed in Benton Harbor, there could be business consequences in the city. Well, new this morning, we're also hearing from the vice president of the State Board of Education. She says she is hopeful they can approve a plan by Friday that's good for both the state leaders, but especially the community.
It does sound like the governor is listening to the community. It does sound like she wants to hear from the community, and as she has stated, she wants to right some of the missteps that were made.
Make sure to stay with WSBT 22 throughout the day. We will bring you the very latest developments on the future of Benton Harbor High School.
This morning, we are looking at some changes today, including some rain, at least eventually. No rain yet. In fact, this is a live picture in Mishawaka.
Gary, thank you. We are following breaking news as we go back live to the streets of Hong Kong this morning. Thousands of protesters filling the streets, fighting back against a new proposed bill about extradition, sending criminals from Hong Kong to mainland China and other areas for trial. Now, authorities have been working on this, and they've been forced to fire. In this case, these police fire rubber bullets and tear gas to the crowd. It appears as though it's calm for the moment, but over the last hour to hour and a half, we have seen some extreme violence with bricks being thrown, people scrambling, tear gas fired. This is very much a fluid situation. Again, this is a live look on the streets of Hong Kong. Protesters there concerned about greater control of the Chinese government over the island of Hong Kong. Stay with WSBT 22 for continuing developing stories. Right now, a renewed call to make an intersection that dozens of local kids cross every day safer.
This after an 8-year-old boy was hit by a car and killed while walking home Monday from Harrison Elementary in Warsaw. The intersection of Husky Trail and North Point Drive has a reputation among parents in the area. The posted speed limit is 25 miles per hour, and people crossing can push a button to activate flashing lights to alert drivers. But some parents say drivers rarely follow the signs posted.
Because people will just blow through. They'll just fly right through there without any consideration.
This should not have happened to an 8-year-old child just beginning his life.
Warsaw police say the woman who hit the boy is cooperating with the investigation. At this point, she has not been charged with any crime. Friends and family will be holding a candlelight vigil tomorrow evening at 7:30.
One of the area's busiest roadways is back open this morning after a 2-car crash left a couple of people hurt. It happened yesterday on a Grape Road just to the north of State Road 23. Police say a 32-year-old driver was pulling onto Grape Road when a northbound car T-boned the vehicle. The 32-year-old and a passenger in the other car have serious injuries. The group that investigates the most serious crashes is working to figure out what caused this crash.
Police in the Dominican Republic arresting a second person now in connection to the shooting of former MLB All-Star David Ortiz. This is new information after Ortiz was shot in the back earlier this week in his home country. Right now, he is in Boston getting treatment at a hospital there. Doctors had to remove his gallbladder and part of his intestines. His family says he is stable, awake, and resting. He is expected to remain in the hospital for the next several days. As early as today, a South Bend jury could start deliberating in the trial of a 30-year-old murder case. 56-year-old Barbara Brewster is accused of killing Miriam Rice with the help of George Kearney.
Now, Kearney pleaded guilty to this crime earlier this year, but he died in jail before sentencing. WSBT 22's Caitlin Connon has been covering this trial since its beginning. She gives us an update.
Two of Brewster's own children testified against her in court yesterday, and they told a pretty grisly story. Brewster's son Robert says Kearney dragged Rice into their van and told Brewster to kill her. Robert says Kearney threatened to kill Brewster and her children if she didn't comply. And when the three came back, Brewster's daughter Paula said that the van was covered in blood and Brewster told her to clean it. Paula and Robert were just 7 and 6 at the time, and they said they didn't say anything at first because they were afraid of Kearney. A judge says it is possible the jury could enter deliberation on the case today if they can get through witnesses fast enough. The defense has not called any yet, but I'll have an update for you today at noon. In the studio, Caitlin Connon, WSBT 22 News.
Your indifference costs these men and women their most valuable commodity.
New this morning, comedian and activist Jon Stewart slamming congressional lawmakers for failing to extend health care funding for 9/11 first responders. The Victims' Compensation Fund has helped thousands of people who inhaled the deadly toxins, and it's really out of money now. Stewart was joined by firefighters and police officers who have developed cancer and other illnesses after working at Ground Zero. He says the ailing heroes should not be left in limbo.
The official FDNY response time to 9/11 was 5 seconds. 5 seconds. They did their jobs with courage, grace, tenacity, humility. 18 years later, do yours.
An emotional Stewart says some lawmakers' actions or lack thereof are downright disrespectful.
An update now to the controversial video showing animal abuse at an Indiana dairy farm. Prosecutors now calling for the misdemeanor charges to be upgraded to felonies. Right now, sheriff's deputies are looking for 3 people wanted in connection to the abuse allegations at Fair Oaks Farms. Under Indiana law, animal abuse is a misdemeanor, but the offense can be a felony if the person has an unrelated previous conviction for animal abuse. Investigators say other persons of interest are also being interviewed in this Fair Oaks case.
The time right now is 6:38 on your Wednesday morning. Amtrak riders may be seeing a new train in the coming years.
And get a sneak peek inside the new trains and the 4 new features that make them stand out. But first,
South Bend schools like Swanson Traditional School will have their last day of school today. I'm Bree Eisman. Coming up, I'm going to tell you all about how kids can still get free summer lunches.
And outside this morning, it's nice and quiet now. We even have a little sun for the moment, but we're tracking rain. We're going to time out those showers for the rest of today. That's next.